Hello, this is Sir, and yeah, I'm come back with the videos and commentaries once more. This will be a 4 versus 4 battle played on the rules 31k, were relatively recent, a few weeks ago. Um, and this time I did something different. This will be just the showing of a good game. But I'll talk a bit about the game itself, like the economy of the moves, right decisioning. Can this compensate the lack of micromanagement? About standard strategies and formations or new ones. Uh, Stamina control and controlling the game as a whole, in fact. So how should actually approach one team as a team, how should approach its commander and its soldiers and the structure of the team, uh, in my opinion, how should look like so the game can be done perfectly, played out perfectly, let's say. So let's start introducing first armies and teams. This year is myself leading the SPQR faction Rome with pretty much already not just my standard build, but this is kind of to say the new standard 31k build for Rome. Till now was 14-6 GG, 14 urbans and urban cohorts and 6 Praetorian cavalry. Now it's a bit different. It's 6 long range archer auxilia with G attack. Only 8 urban cohorts, GG, and the rest is fully upgraded cavalry. This one has 1 stripe less, but let's say it's full upgrades that way. And yeah, this became pretty much this new standard 21k Roman build. Why is that? I played a lot, even with infantry-based armies, rush-based armies, like with Germany and Greece, and I handle them well, but I don't really handle well 14-6. So my conclusion pretty much coming from there. I trust my skill, and that was that good build. I guess I would manage it well, but I don't. I mean, compared to this new type of the Roman army. So yeah, I mean, not to go further because I want to talk about it. It's just that this army is way deeper than just 14-6 by all Malusans. My ally here is Armenius or Vycox. He's leading Macedon. We see his upgrades. Yeah, should be standard those with the B7. No, B7 or yeah, there are 7 like upgrades. Should be 8, I guess. That's not standard then. 1, 2, it's 8, it's 10. It's 10 for archers and 4 cavalry bombs. Yeah, he definitely have pikes with 7 stripes. It should be, I guess, 8 for its full strength. I mean, full strength, of course, with 3, but with 9 upgrades. But it's kind of standard to have 8. So let's see how well his infantry do there. My second ally is Mantu. He's also leading SPQR, and you just have 8 archers. Just have 8 archers and only 6 urban cohorts and fully upgraded cavalry. I mean, this is just good build, but I'm not sure that the player only needs that much, especially archers. You should have more infantry. I mean, for a good game, it is just enough that every player brings like 4 or 6 archers. No need more, unless you're Egypt or something. But then your whole team, no need to bring that much archers if you have a Egypt ally. Like, over spamming archers is just, you cannot control that army well, and it won't be that much effective because another team will just even play out this whole archer war to the end and then beat you with melee that is here remaining. Just to say regarding that, Many players do not bring archers just because they are, you know, that much better than infantry spam, whole infantry spam. It's just the lack of money, and it's about cavalry. Everything is about cavalry, even in 31k. So even Greece should suffer, despite all its infantry melee strength against the player who have strong cavalry. Um, okay, disregarding Mantus army, and this is King Adnan here. He's changing. He's now Sultan Adnan. I guess there was some third title that he used, and he has 7 archers. I guess also we're a bit overspending with archers, yeah, indeed. But yeah, he has 7 urban cohorts, and the rest is also fully upgraded cavalry. So we definitely will have, I guess, cavalry dominance here. Yeah, especially they have Greece. But that's why I guess additionally it was needless to have, you know, that strong cavalry. You know, we should have had a bit more infantry, I think, for a complete GG elite game. But okay, never mind. This is not bad neither. Our opponents here are. I'm not sure what clan this is. Look, he yes, 7 archers, build 7 infantry and best cavalry. But for his team, that sort of it makes sense, though. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Anyway, his ally is Auxilia clan John G7, and he has some most likely strange build. Yeah, it's 3 Archer Auxilia, and there are some Eagle units, a bunch of urban cohorts, and not the best cavalry, but decent one. Second ally is RTW who play amazing RTW as of late. Just amazing. Good job, BH. I really glad to see some all guys improving to the highest standards out and over after so many years. So just good job, BH. And he has standard Roman 31k build, and Locke's fourth ally is Auxilia Serena with 12 Spartans, but they are not GG, interestingly. There's a lot of upgrades in these archers for them. It's like, as you see, at this point it's only 16. I guess he has more units, it's their spam. It's one. Not sure why not GG Spartans, that should be the case anyway. And let's see how battle will unfold. Happens here. Let me just tell you that seeing the way that factions are deployed, not just line but factions, and seeing their teammates, is that idea is if Greece pretty much ignored, that we can do amazing job, especially having this time. I don't really like having, especially if this is not fully elite. If it's fully elite game, that's not a problem, but having the best opponent in front of myself, for the simple reason that then I cannot control the game in most of the cases as I want, because I'm not sure what will happen on another flank. Because even if I beat, for instance, Loke here, then I will be that much busy that I'm not sure what's going on in this flank. But this time I have a good ally on this flank, and it's Adnan. So I'm quite sure that I won't have a problem even facing Glock this time, because I shouldn't fuck up much, even if I lose, and Adnan should dominate his flank. So my whole idea about team games is that for the perfect team, team should have 2 commanders, actually, 2 commanders. Not just one. One is of course main, the one who creates the overall strategy and tactics. The other one, of course, can suggest anything to change his mind, but one have the final word about it. but the other one should have just enough good field of view, to see when the main commander is busy or not doing well, that he takes over. That's how I played with CTG in RV. So if I would die or do something stupid, at that moment he would take over, and we just had amazing results using this strategy. While other two should be just soldiers who are just listening unconditionally, whatever you ask of them, any of us. So that's how I actually saw this game. I'm not sure that I told them they should see it that way, but yeah, I guess that even if I die here, I would probably support Adnan's mind and decisions over Arminius's or Mantu's. Um, but yeah, that's about the structure of a team. If you want to have a strong team, how it should actually look like, because as I said, one commander only is just a bit can be quite wasteful about commanders. So, it's one commander. If he dies, what happens then? And of course, the commanders should be a bit more reserved than soldiers regarding engagement and everything. I mean, just imagine commander dying first. Um, that's a bit regarding some people questioning why some players, stay with full army to the end. I don't know. Some the theory is like chasing high kills, but that's not a thing. I mean, I guess that's Luke or Sparky doing that. I'm completely opposite regarding it. Yes, I'm gonna sacrifice my allies beyond any doubt, but most often, especially when my team wins, my kills are not like second or third anything, not even very high. But the men that are alive for the end game are just amazing. Most likely I'm the player with the most games with in 31k with 1000 more men alive per game. So those who, I guess the people didn't even notice that, because rarely anyone watches how many one has men alive when the final screen pops up, but rather how many kills get. But check about my games in the future and you will see that it's not a rarity that I get 1k plus men alive for the final screenshot. That's just kinda so many times happening. So that's kinda a bit different approach and the same approach that we have. So we have the same approach about sacrificing players, but I just see it differently. I like just rather supporting my allies with the morale of my troops, and trying to fix if they make some mistake, like close enough, or rather controlling game that way, all the time controlling even with all my allies doing, rather than just at one point when game looks pretty much good for us, going for high kills. Obviously that gives results as well, but just it's the two different approaches. So my idea here is, seeing that Greece is far, as I said, that we should quantify, a possible advantage we can get on this flank, because Greece should be slower than Rome. I mean, at least Rome can get us cavalry here, and we should have the cavalry edge here, and eventually, if we move fast enough, even infantry, especially if we initiate early engagement. That's what my idea is. I just want to to press look hard here, to enforce him to stay there and fight me. But of course, for that I will need immediately Macedon supporting. What I need here is that actually entire team goes on top of me. So as I move forward or engaging, pressing, I want the entire team that follows it. That's what I asked of them actually, is send all troops on top of me. I'm gonna tackle them. And ignore Greece as much as possible. These are only the two things that I ask of my team. So I guess they will listen a bit, but not quite. I guess the people just expect that you give them, red arrows all the time and telling them what to do. But this is just a simple text. So no, Macedon don't need to go first. I need to go first. So as long as I want to take time to go first and look, just give me that time. So Why I'm going slow? I guess this explains enough. It's 3 frames per second, so even on replay, just imagine while all this stuff across through internet is going, so it's even worse. So this is the average frame per second in my 31K games. So there's even no trees or anything, so it's getting a bit even better. So before those who knows to criticize my play in this game, especially in 31K team games, of course that it will be a bit worse performance. I mean, not just a bit, a lot than in CWB, but it's not just because I'm worse in 31K, just because it's just enormous lag, and this is another reason why I'm implementing also strategy of just not going for high kills or engaging first. I was kind of enforced to implement this kind of strategy, sacrificing allies and staying alive for the end game. So if I'm going to be useful for my team, it's, as I said, it's me supporting, with morale of my troops. That's why I'm usually taking wide formations or going all over the field, because that way I'm gonna be enforcing myself to control entire field and will supporting my allies' engagement with the morale of my troops. And I will definitely perform better if there's less lag, so when there's less troops. That's why I need I want to have my whole army for the end games. Additionally, on top of that it's simply working. So if I'm gonna micromanagement well, I need less lag, and it will be less lag when there's less troops, you will see. So yeah, basically what I want, obviously that Vikux Arminius understand as well, so he don't need to send all his infantry immediately on look. This shouldn't be that much transparent. Also, he can be shot, so yeah, he understands well, and he needs now to send his infantry and cavalry now as I'm moving. So he to be on top of me, Mantu to be on top of him with everything. I asked everything them to send to me, everything. So and if I remember, I showed to Sultan Adnan to move where Mantu is with his infantry and archers. I explained them all nicely what I want to see, and I wanted already to see his cavalry here, and Mantu's cavalry here, and Arminius' cavalry here, mixed with mine. Look, obviously what's coming, and that's why he's scattering all around the field. He don't want to abandon the flank, which is smart, but he understands what's coming, so he definitely don't want to fight with me there. He don't mind archer war, to trade archers or to win, whatever, but he definitely don't want to engage. But seeing that my team is doing this slowly, then he also don't need to to flee in panic, so it's all controlled for him as well. Now what we have is archer war on this flank here, and seeing this carry here, obviously that Adnan didn't mind to follow my orders, but right now Wykux is really slow, really slow doing so. Mantu is sending his cavalry, but he don't send his infantry, and it will be exposed to weakness. It's so definitely the weakest point is point Mantu's infantry here. So what I should do actually is to press the center, I guess, together with Greece. Greece should be faster. It shouldn't attack the flank. I guess they can spare some pikes, but eventually they should attack the middle here. I guess even Luke could initiate that attack, I guess. He could have just pulled back everything and sent cavalry just to attack this left, because obviously our attack is so sluggish. I mean, I should have already been here. I guess someone killing some Luke's archers. That's how I saw the game, but obviously guys are doing this too slow. For the reason, I mean, even now we have 3 versus 2 sort of engagement here, because we have Mantis cavalry. But just imagine if they did it faster. It would be just already picking some units already here. This is the... People already heard that this for me standard quantity over quality. Strategy, engagement, attack, we'll call it whatever. This is already a term that I'm using, and others who understand use it, because we already quantify this position here, and we need really fast to use it. I mean, we could have even better quantified situation if we had Mantus infantry here and whole all Adnan as a player here. Greece would have to send here, but it doesn't matter. Regarding this is about the economy of the moment, you know. It's just now we just giving them time to rest and everything. Even if these guys send me whatever I wanted here, so our troops would be like with poor stamina and theirs be better. And if the attack was really vicious and quick enough, Greece would, if it's smart, would have to send everything here, and that it would have its stamina way worse than it is now, and it's fresh. Um, in case Greece want to engage, you know, this spot here with its quality and quantity, then the Roman player simply can disengage and flee, you know. In my mind, the Roman player, red Roman player, if it's here now and this infantry is here, he should be like quite a nice bait, so he should engage archer war, anything, even there's less archers, because if we had everything as I wanted here, you know, this flank would be in huge trouble. Additionally, the team should always pay attention about it. Is a tweet-tied look to be busy, not being able to helping his allies, and his ally here is their weakest spot. With all due respect to John, he is their weakest spot, the weakest player. So if I hit him hard, you know, we can really quickly create this game to be, you know, 4 versus 3. And that's my main idea, to wrap their whole formation here, you know, to expose John. I knew that Luke won't engage really. I hope that we can get some of his archers and make him even more busy. That's the perfect scenario that we didn't achieve, obviously. But to expose John here, and he's already exposed, but if we had Mantus infantry here, this infantry, we could just send everything here. And they could do really little to help. I could send some infantry, you know, to block looks, possible charges, support everything. But no, we don't have that, so we have to improvise now. We have really sluggish engagement in Archibald, so we are losing here definitely in Archibald and everything, you know. It's just, and we kind of didn't achieve nothing much here. We have better position, we have quantity now, but if we don't execute it really fast, we will have nothing here. Well, we even lost in Archibald, losing that definitely decisively. So this is not just you know, this is just about the right decisioning and quick enough decisioning, even over micromanagement. So this engagement here shouldn't really be even perfect, you know, just, you know, like Macedon not really have to have some special lines in its formation, not even SPQR if infantry was here. We just need to send everything, and they can do really little, especially if I charge is lost, and that is the another problem, because when I call to attack some spot, everything waits for me, you know. And guys, I shouldn't really charge first and lose my carry, because I naturally, as more experienced player, should charge more accurately, more better regarding better timing, more precisely, more surgically, more controllably, if I charge as last rather than as first one, you know. Especially knowing that I invested so much in my cavalry, and how much cavalry is important, you know. Additional reason why I wanted actually to blob this flank with everything. Some will say, you know, but you like, you know, to play wide formation and skirmish. As explained, we have Bartik here, we have Greece here, that is why. These are their huge minuses, and if we exploit them, there is really no need for surrounding and long archer war, rather need, you know, to quickly create some advantage somewhere, and then to regroup, and then to surround the shit. That is also regarding the economy of the movement, you know, because if we are, you know, nearing to each other that way, we can also easier help each other. That's why some guys say, you know, we need to stick together. You know, no, we don't need to stick together. We just need to be close enough, you know. And of course that, I don't know how else to call it, but snake moves should be done correctly. So if it is our pressure fail on this their flank, you know, and they put pressure on our flank here, this flank should retreat immediately with everything, while we need to press them again, you know. Again, despite it failed, we need to press again, since we again have both quality and quantity here. if they send something here and then press this flank here, then we should disengage and retreat here, while this flank of ours should press then. So that's how that way you're preserving the stamina of your team. Just one flank moving, then another standing doing nothing. But rather you're moving as your opponents are moving. But that way you're at least getting equal stamina wasting through the game compared to the enemy. Of course, there are small details to keep it even better, but then for perfect playing, through entire line, it's the best the troops should be. If it's lower game mixed, and to have everywhere pikes, everywhere urbans, everywhere cavalry, everywhere chariots, everywhere archers, and something like that, to have like solid defense. Another issue that Churchman players have is that they're, especially regarding missile-based armies, is that they don't, like they say, it's lasting too long. I mean, even without archers, I won't engage, if I don't like the engagement. So I will just avoid any kind of engagement that I don't like, It's just fair. And of course, you can catch me. If you really want hard, you can send cavalry. But then you're risking to lose your cavalry, of course. But then again, if that rush is done properly, then you won't lose it. So both rush and skirmish are just fine, It's just if you know how to play it. So in either case, I will not engage you if I'm not sure that I'm gonna profit from it. So you will have to enforce me then to engage. And that's why I always tend to probe the enemy defenses, and I'm always satisfied rather with small gains rather than going all in. Most of the players, once the engagement starts anywhere, for instance, if engagement starts here, they're just gonna send everything to that spot and then do a massive brawl, which is just kind of retarded by every definition. It's rather better, even if this engagement starts here somehow. So if that Sultan does, or don't know, that his wish should be like to remove few archers, and to put from his archers pressure that they're losing in archer war, to accept few volleys on his cavalry or infantry, whatever he's sending there, so that he now can shoot few volleys on his on Greek archers that will be busy shooting, moving away or shooting infantry. Or this is also a part of the economy of the moves, because even if you send two urbans here, we're still talking that we want to see the engagement here. And they'll be eventually shot and lost. If you are quite sure that the Greek player will send his whole army there, it's not even that bad, because he'll be moving his army, and he may be eventually trigger completely to send everything there. So some skirmishes, even with the infantry and cavalry, are just fine, especially if that will, drag the significant opponent force for nothing there, while buying time for some other flank or something, to do something right. Seeing how weak this flank here is in the center, BH should put pressure there, while Aden should actually do that to release that pressure so that Antu can flee. It's if team communicate well, and at this point, like Aden sacrificing a couple of East Urbans to save all of Mantus wouldn't be that bad, because it's still not that visible, but that's probably what's coming, rush through the center. That's logical what they should do. Or simply abandon everything here, flee. But that's most likely not going to happen with John. Again, with no offense to him, he's just still weaker. And he don't understand this deep game, as just I explained. Most won't even understand, most likely, even through all this explanation, but okay. Let's resume the game. So this is still all under control, but at this point I'm starting to yell at Mantu why his infantry is there, because I saw it. I already was boiling that this is all going so slow. Yeah, I guess it's Mantu is just, now... As he said later, it's hard to track your moves, you don't really need to track my moves. I need to track your moves, to see what you guys are doing. Regarding my moves, just let me do whatever I want, you just do what task is given to you. and that'll be fine. Because if I don't know where your troops are, if they are not where I want them, then I can't really track you, and that's then really bad. That's then really bad because if the team is not controlled by the superior experience, then it will suffer significantly. You know, everyone will do whatever they want for themselves, and it's never a good thing. You know. Yeah, at this point I asked, go. I really want Mantus cavalry, you know, pressing this flank here so I can swing here and assist. Or at least him to go with Vikings, you know, but Vikings is sending his cavalry here. Not sure this is just the right thing to do. And this is now me finally pressing here because no one else won again. The same would be with charges, I guess. I would have to charge first because people need to understand to value not just commander but their best player. He shouldn't be really exposed too much, you know, to lose too much troops. Like, just make no sense that Alexander the Great. I'm not really comparing myself to him, but to charge first, you know, and even if it's written in some Greek source, it's just complete bullshit. You know, he never did this. So yeah, regarding that much, you know. Kind of we defended through the center, but we didn't achieve much here, okay, except killing 2 Flux archers. Which for all this time, you know, look at how long the game passed. It's just completely. This is the small game, which I'm talking about, and I'm satisfied with. Okay, we also lost. I lost archers. Yes. These are the small games about which I'm talking about that we should be satisfied actually, but they should be like done better. Also, I'm not sure that we created any significant advantage. This archer war turned up that it's not going that bad for Aden, but it's just because these guys didn't engage it properly. But what worries me is that we actually still delay the destruction of the Georgian army. So I have to spare my urbans because, you know, I had to spare some even here. Yeah, the terrorists they were probing my defenses. I'm quite sure that this is not what Luke wanted, but he was ready to engage, you know. I actually had all my cavalry now there to defend, plus some Vikings cavalry. What's good is that we are making them busy, and yeah, now Macedon should have definitely better engagement there than the Rome will because they are in a loose formation. There are also these small distraction, you know, and deceptions that the player should be aware of, that some more experienced players are doing that deliberately. You know, I will deliberately buy time for my team, you know, with my moves. If I know that they're gonna keep busy, you know, if they're gonna keep busy Locke's and John's cavalry. So if I know that John's infantry, that the John's capabilities are not that much developed, that he can see this, to buy time. If I know that White Cook's gonna exploit it, I'm gonna do everything. We're gonna even sacrifice units for that, you know. And that's what good players should be aware of, you know, to know the abilities of both of his allies and his teammates. Now, I would say that my team actually had better skill advantage, that's beyond any doubt, and even faction advantage in this matchup. I would say Macedon should be better than Greece, especially if they face directly. But you know, this is also really quite sloppy still, you know. At least infantry still in loose formation, you know. Under this much pressure, I just don't get it. I don't get it also why Sultan didn't send his infantry. He's a good player. Just quite bad what our left flank was doing. Really, overall it's bad. You know, neither theirs is doing well. You know, what is only done well here is the pressure that I enforce here. That obviously, despite all the slowness that's been the way as we played out this, we're still managing to create those advantages. And I would be completely completely satisfied if we kill this infantry here only and somehow preserve all this amount of infantry here only. And then regroup. I would be perfectly satisfied with it. I wouldn't even go for an exposed archer unit here. I would just regroup, because just no need, you created advantage enough. Regroup, allow the opponent to regroup, and then once you're fresh, you can move forward to show how much you actually have more than the opponent and how much, even pointless would be to resume the game after that point, And that's why I have additionally low number of kills and high men alive for the game. Because if team succeed to do that, what I want, practically at this point, if it was all done better, we would regroup and we would have advantage enough, just enough for the rational team that is opposing us. Say, yeah, there's no need to continue. We'll just admit defeat. But rarely that happens, unless you really have a team that will listen and it is good enough. So. Yeah, let's see how that goes. On top of this, I also warned Mantu about this, and yeah, his reaction is slow enough. Again, I don't know why Adnan is doing what he's doing. He's not doing good, really. Now, I wouldn't really mind that Loki engage if you really want this, but he don't want this. There's Mantu's cavalry, despite his numerical advantage, it's just, quite pointless. Now he really needs to, to do something about John. I guess perhaps even to help him, to ask some help, from BH or something. Or just let him die. This is the only scenario that he can watch. Right now, right here, I really don't need this amount of cavalry here. I would need it here. They'd rather he charge there, not me, because I'll definitely lose some cavalry. Plus, I'm gonna be shot from long archers. So, Mantu, if you're gonna watch this triple, this is what I was talking to you when I said that it's not natural that I die first compared to you. It's just that here, I should just, protect the flank and keep an eye on Luke, not you really. Again, that's why I was delaying. I was just hoping that Mantu will do it, Otherwise, I would just send quicker all my infantry in color there, finish this off, because I just hoping that guy's gonna understand it, but no. So this is first situation about what I was talking to you about, Mantu. So pay attention. I should have stayed there with cavalry. You should have sent yours to attack this infantry. And this is the only reason why I didn't send all of my troops there to engage it sooner, and that's why we lost some Macedonian pikes and everything. It's still all pretty much under control, but this isn't really what I wanted to see overall. My charge will be decisive because I was on the right spot, But again, team should understand really what is. I think that I write perfectly understandable and what I want to see, and the problem is that people are just thinking too much. You just need to execute things, not to think, man. I understand it's like boring not to be a hero, but even if you want that, I can create a game for everyone to get high kills if they want. If they want that role, I'm gonna freely give them to them, and I'm gonna create such a situation for them that they're gonna have every time 2k or more kills. Just they're gonna listen to me. So I'm perfectly letting them that role of a hunter killer if they want it, especially me being Slav, not being able to be that role. But then they must trust me. So I will make them get more kills rather than they will do it themselves alone. But they must trust me what he wants really to see here. So yeah, Mantu listened to me, he retreated, but then why is he busy that much? I really don't see the reason. I mean, my infantry is blocking all this here. So why is he sending now his cavalry there? Perhaps even was good at threatening some Locke's infantry to stretch him even more, to separate him from his allies, sending his cavalry there. I don't really see the point. I guess he's the one who wants to control the game, and he does it. I guess from his perspective, he's controlling the game. But once he loses this infantry, he's not. So this shows that despite me participating in all this engagement, I still have my whole fucking army. I guess I lost only 2 archers for being too exposed to the enemy shooting. That he's losing his infantry. I will see. I mean, he is most likely to lose it here. Also, my team is pretty much lucky that Greece wasn't doing things right, but it's gonna start doing things right. Yeah, good job for Aden removing all these missiles, I guess. Yeah, now Mantu should be the one removing all these, units. Again, not me. And getting high kills. He would get high kills if he did it. So I'm most definitely not interested in getting high kills. I'm only interested in winning the game. And I would like the most to see the game where I lost 0 men and inflicted 0 casualties, but my team won. Not like to get the hands dirty at all. So, but then again, team should listen. Team should listen, by all means. I guess with this battle, I'm explaining a bit more what I really want to see from my team. But at this point, when I said that they should disengage and flee with everything on this flank, saying that it's eventually collapsing completely, that's why I said that I want to see. And I also said to Adam that he should, abandon Nante. Yeah, that he should focus on his infantry. I guess he could have defeated Beach here, but with the great losses. Then, if his infantry is caught, then this is not really good for us. This is then whole Lux army and whole Greek army against Macedon, Rome, and Mantus cavalry. But that's not really something that I want to see. I really want to see the day's flank disengage with everything, not to commit with anything, the slightest, not even chasing archer unit, like flee with everything and take the defensive positions to defend this infantry well, because obviously they are going with everything for it. Now I want to discuss about this. I think that Luke also made a huge mistake. He most likely thought that we will not organize and send everything to protect this infantry there, and he didn't want it to have anything exposed, like to lose it against my infantry. That is to say, at this point facing him, I was through most game facing Luke. Eventually Luke and me lost the same amount of troops. I guess I lost probably a bit more of my cavalry than him, but the rest is kinda equalish. Yeah, he lost some infantry, it appears. Yeah, he does 7 now, he has 6. It's kinda equalish anyway. What's good that they have 1 whole player less. We still have whole players, and we have whole cavalry, and we should just exploit that cavalry advantage. So at this point, saying that there is no reason that we lose a single unit at this point. A single unit, perhaps some archers, but I guess not even that. So what else I guess that all cavalry units should be on top of the red infantry. So I said send all cavalry units to protect red Roman infantry, and I also added to go behind red Roman infantry. So you just making busy engaging with these blue troops or something, chasing cavalry. Especially I was afraid about chasing cavalry. They may go for Luke's traps to chase his cavalry or something, that is fresh and is winded or something like that. I just needed, our whole cavalry force to be protecting this red infantry, because in all this space here we practically have nothing. These Mantis infantry, should be saved and preserved. But if we lose it, even that doesn't matter much. We need to protect this red Roman infantry, and we can if it's persistent enough to flee. And with all this cavalry, we will come in time, to protect it. And what's there is all this cavalry. Even Greece won't really dare to put the pressure that would usually put pressure when it's on infantry there, if we have to think. Additionally, Luke definitely, as I said, wanted to speak about decisioning. Made mistake in my opinion. He should be like taking some, and again regarding economy, there was some different trajectory. Like going here, it would be tricky for him to lose it definitely, but he should have get circle. Maybe he won it. Let's see. But splitting that much is not that good because obviously the main fight will be fought against around this red infantry, and I guess he underestimated my team. That they won't really listen this time again, and they won't really send all cavalry here. But this is not the end of troubles for my team anyway, despite we now having quite a control here, you know. You just need, you know, not stopping, not stopping. You just keep moving, you know, keep playing. Because every stop, despite better stamina, is not that good. Greek stamina is just better, and now he, for another reason, is making him busy both with cavalry and infantry movements. So if he just continued moving infantry, he could just not watch any further on it and just focus on his cavalry moves. Now it's gonna be tricky for Adnan. Yeah, now is something that I definitely want to show to you. Yeah, completely needless by Adnan. So this is about also additional about the economy of the moves. You really have to worry about it. Do as less as possible clicks through entire game. You know, his infantry should have been already there, and his cavalry completely safe, not losing a single unit. You know, also playing somewhere. So your task is to flee. I told him flee. I also asked to scatter a bit his infantry. You know, on several places. That's definitely do a trick for our cavalry, you know, to even start, you know, doing some actions, not just seeking to go on top of this infantry. Also, the trajectory of moving this infantry is kind of cringy, or to draw the line in the corner, making it harder for our cavalry to do it. So, yeah, and again, mistakes. And now he's definitely exposed. We now definitely need our cavalry going, you know, through the shortest possible trajectory to defend this infantry, short as possible. And that is also very important about stamina control, controlling the game, and economy of the moves, is to taking the shortest possible trajectories with your units where you want to get them, but not to be exposed to the enemy attacks or especially enemy archers. That's really so essential. I really have no words to explain how much this is essential, you know, to play that way. Because if you're, you know, circling too much, like this, now what Locke is definitely doing, but then I really don't need, you know, any infantry. Like, okay, to put some missiles there, but any infantry, you know, being here, we just need to start sending infantry as well. That way, that will definitely bolster our defenses. So they will have nothing to do with this small number of cavalry and only that infantry. They won't be able to harm us. If it's only cavalry, they can try with Greece to catch some infantry and archers. But if we have infantry coming there as well, then, and also look at how this like mile away looks army, and he will just have to walk or to run so long period of time to reach where the fight is, that additionally why make no sense having, like, okay, it's resting, it's okay while resting, but again, you know, you can like run then rest, keep them winded all the time, because these troops will be definitely winded when they stop one time running. It's definitely desirable to start sending all these troops toward here. I highly believe that. I mean, I guess we have enough to, you know, to defend and to regroup, but I really want to even to threat, you know, to them there. You know. Why so? Because cavalry shouldn't really waste overall, despite we running all this field with cavalry, shouldn't really waste that much stamina as infantry, especially if we can make the move, and with all this much cavalry we can. Therefore, over time, this infantry will have better stamina than all this, and Luke may have better than we will have these two infantry, but this is again two infantry armies compared to one. So this is the point when you again really thinking about the quantity advantages again, as I do many times. Yeah, I know Luke's mind about stamina. I do care about it a lot, but I still believe that quantity attack, if executed vicious enough and precisely enough, should even beat perfect stamina control. So let's see how the rest of the game. Now is interesting moment, really interesting moment incoming. Now what I was seeing that we have, already 24. I guess we didn't lost any. I guess, and then yeah, and then lost one. So 23 cavalry units there. So my allies really don't need any more my cavalry further, to be on top of the red infantry. That is just more than enough to protect it. But I definitely still need their cavalry to be on top of red infantry to feel safe. I definitely need it, by all means. And that's why I asked. So if I ask that, that's what I want to see from my allies. I really don't want them to see thinking too much or doing, again, what Mantu said. I couldn't read your moves, what you did here for this particular situation. Like, you don't really need to read my moves. You really don't need to read my mind. If I'm a commander, main commander in the team, you just need to do what I asked of you. And I asked 2 minutes ago, despite this was so long period of time relatively, for not changing the command, but my command stands. I really don't want to change it. I want all allied cavalry on top of the red infantry to protect it. But what I'm gonna do now, I personally, so this is not we, I'm seeing these blue units exposed, and I really want to take them out and to release a bit pressure from this, red infantry. Luke sees that. Luke wants to defend this, and Luke really is glad if you see that we start sending too many cavalry here. And seeing that we're sending too many cavalry here, he is of course going to charge. And this cavalry is going to have too bad trajectory. It's tired. Lux is, I guess, winded. I'm gonna pull out mine, but Mantu won't be able to pull out his. And this is really why I ask of him to engage rather than myself. Is that with all this whole healthy cavalry, he's gonna expose it completely needlessly at one point. This is something that I will never do, and then lose it. And what we achieved. So yeah, by all means, I need to have a whole army, fresh army, as I do now, and that's why I'm still controlling the game. But that doesn't mean that my allies shouldn't listen and do things on their own. Despite all the advantage we have, it's easy to melt down if you do things wrong. So by all means, the order was standing. Okay, Wycox listened, Adnan listened, Mantu didn't listen. So Mantu wanted to assist to me here, but I really didn't need assistance. I didn't really want to kill. I wanted to kill these troops if they will not defend them. But if they're going to defend them, as Luke decided, I'm just going to simply disengage, and we already have them surrounded. All our troubles are ending at that point, but now they are starting for us for no reason, for a reason that Mantu didn't want to listen. I guess he probably even forgot. He probably thought that now we're safe enough that this command doesn't stand any longer, But of course, if it does, if I didn't ask, he said that you need help. Like, man, I really need help if I'm doubled, really, by 2 elite players. That's when I need help. Or if I really do something wrong, but there is no reason that at this point I do anything wrong. I can do wrong things only under pressure. I most definitely want to do wrong things if I'm not under pressure. So, his assumption is completely wrong by all means. So if he wanted, as he tried, that he be the one who will control the game, this would turn into disaster a million times. Luckily, I still have enough men, to control the things. But if he lost his cavalry, we practically did nothing so far. We would still have kind of advantage because, in my opinion, because of Luke's mistake, to do this. The only reason why. But that would be in question because our infantry is far away. So this is by all means needless mistake by Mantu. Now Luke don't mind to charge with all this cavalry infantry support going behind him. Even if Mantu pulls out all his troops, which he won't, I believe. He will lose some men, and we didn't really achieve much. Now, what Adnan is doing, he believes that we need support from him, but we really don't. Mantu is not that much noob to lose everything. He understands that he needs to protect his cavalry. But Adnan do not understand that much. Again, good team leaders should know, the abilities of his allies. So I really knew that Mantu won't lose all his cavalry here. He's not noob. But Adnan obviously didn't. And what his Vikings doing is, I guess, he's now completely in disarray, not knowing what we are doing. He usually likes to be a supportive role, so that's what he's trying to do. But he really don't need, especially with companions, to be that. You just need, to stay away. This is, the toughest units combo here, and he definitely do not need companions to engage first. He need them to engage his last one. In this particular case, even after myself, because my cavalry's tanking ability, his is just for charges, so he should keep whatever cavalry he have for the charges to charge as the last one. Yeah, we are now, by all means, we just came, to protect the red infantry, and we're completely fucking up with cavalry. This is just bullshit. I mean, this now. We're lucky that Greece only was indecisive and still went for that infantry there, but they could probably remove Mantu's infantry. Someone most likely would try to defend it and lose some cavalry. That was the best decision for them. What they're gonna try is to cut off now this red infantry. Yeah, Mantu is the one who wants to control the game. This, I know his mind. This is not just that he's slow moving his unit, but he wants to control the game, to be the one who's controlling the game. Because that's how I taught him. But that is okay, but he needs to, again, to understand the quality of the players in game. So, that is okay if he's playing the standard, Brotherhood game. This will most likely have results the way how he played. And it's not that bad that he'd be the one controlling the game, but this is me controlling the game, and I'm still controlling it, because eventually they listen to me when they see that we are, starting to do something wrong. That actually they started to do something wrong. That they eventually listen to me, and this is here where I really had to send my cavalry here. I really have to do so much moves to make it out, to repair things, to try to protect even at least these 4 urbans before it's too fucking late. Just, I really don't get it. So, we left alone this thing. We came all this road with cavalry to let these 3 urbans be destroyed, just because we didn't have our cavalry on top of this infantry. Even it's near red line, having cavalry here, we just make the opponent twice while they go for this infantry. Never mind, let it go. Let's resume. Mantu is now exposing his infantry. But what's good is they are exhausted. They're running a lot, and that's why asking from Vikux, because he's Armenian, fresh. I really see no reason. Yeah, then he showed me about Lok's troops here behind, like why he wanted to keep this infantry here. When I asked to move, he showed me with red arrow, if I remember Lok's. But look at how far it is. There are also archers. He can, if we really want to make busy Lok, we can send our archers there. He can send his archers there to do so, and send infantry, because we really need to exploit the stamina advantage that we have at the moment. The problem is that, you see, my cavalry is now tired, and I can really use it to skirmish around to make this all infantry moving. And I definitely am not sure that, yeah, I don't have some fresh troops, but I wouldn't even send him to skirmish around. This is something that I would save only for myself. I would most likely ask the people not to engage, to move cavalry around, not to engage, while I'm, going near the enemy troops, infantry with my cavalry, poking them all the time, probing their defenses till our infantry can to use all the stamina advantage that we will have here. And even if we want quantity advantage in quality as well, since we have discovery, eventually this is turning up really good for us. Eventually, but we really had few moments where this was, and I see by all means what I mean about trajectory. These Mantu really should be aware that now White Cooks is walking for some reason completely needless. Well, look, he's running now. Look, can shoot some of these spikes. Look, he's using the shortest trajectory. White Cooks is doing something strange. And now he wants again to return. Oh my god. It's hard to explain to people that every second counts. Also, this is the best way to preserve stamina, If you're aware that every move and every second counts, see, this is just so bad coordination. Yeah, there's a moment when I told him send some archers, to block this. If you really want to block, send some archers. He don't have cavalry. He cannot really. He need to go through archers. He'll be damaged, and this even Luke, who can most likely ignore these archers and go through them, will suffer a bit. We'll have a psychological pressure. We'll have to watch on his infantry and not that much on cavalry. But at the same time, we can press this blob here, make his cavalry busy at the same time. In either case, his force here is not a threat. It's not a game in a game at all. By all means. This is a huge mistake by Luke. By all means, huge mistake. And now he's slowing it. Yeah. I guess this was a good part that he was afraid of these spikes. But he's so far away, really no need to worry that way about these groups. In either case, I was watching all the time, and again, if my team is going to listen, I will tell them when to turn around, when it's the right time. Right now, we need really to, but now it's warmed up against wind, and oh my god, is it really possible that this much time has passed that they rest? Yeah, we were really doing things slow, my team's skill is just on a quite good level, not decent even, but good. And that's really what saved us. But because we didn't really made mistakes. We almost made mistakes, but really didn't make mistakes. But it really was so slow. Even me on this 3 frames per second would do it faster, I mean, I was in the game, but when I say me, I mean people willing, to play the way as I wanted, Even with these frames per second, I guess I would do it faster. And if I was the one to be the scapegoat, what am I trying to say? Yeah, and there's just like Spartans and some blue infantry, We just have a lot of infantry here, just enough to beat them. Plus all this cavalry, It's really a question, would we even lose infantry fight, But if we stick only to infantry fight, I guess Luke will just come in time enough. But even that, even that is not really much a problem. Yeah, what they are allowing us to do here is just, to implode their position here. That's just not something like a strange formation on my gallery, okay? Yeah, I didn't pay much attention because I wanted them eventually, I guess. Now look, he's trying. I don't know what he's trying. No, he definitely cannot do much here, Now I'm gonna send in 2 cavalry units, to break this infantry flank here and initiate engagement, because again, obviously that no of my allies really want to engage unless I do it first. Oh, which is quite painful, every time happening. No, yeah, there's just too much for, you know, to fight from the rear for the enemy team. Yeah, just with Al Sultan, with Adnan, I broke this line here, and now there is isolated cavalry fight, look alone against all of our cavalry, and yeah, of course it will rout. Now the main problem remains Spartans. There is this small blob of low infantry, but it's not a problem. And Luke's infantry coming, of course. If he manages to connect himself with the Spartans and make a new box, perhaps. Most likely not. We will, of course, preserve some urbans eventually. A lot of cavalry and Macedonian pikes. So no, at this point, yeah. If I remember, balance ratio was still kinda, 65-35 for us. But no, I think that seeing the current situation now, that they couldn't really do much. Yeah, I really want to take out these Romans. If I remember at that point, I really charged because I was annoyed, not quite in this chaos, recognizing what are my allies and what are enemies. A few times I really thought that blue is mine. Yeah, this is just so nice by me. I'm gonna most likely lose a lot of cavalry, but I'm just releasing the pressure from this flank. All these broils and whole Macedon, so it's quite worth it. Killing this blob here and just I kind of believe quite right decisioning, and then removing Spartans there. It's again the way manipulating the field and keeping morale high. It's double lines, it's support of your allies, it's wide formation, it's tight formation when needed. This is how you really manipulate morale overall. It's just that you're trying, and of course checking from time to time how does your allied troops are feeling. They're feeling safe, and are boosted by general morale or anything. This is just quite nice. You're doing fine, and no need to move much. Why to try something? Let just the opponent do the mistake. No, don't need to hurry. And yes, by removing these two spots, is that I released a lot of pressure because a lot of our troops was engaged with only few troops of the enemy while Luke was incoming. But yeah, even I didn't really see that our cavalry moved this way at this point because I focused on my troops. I just really wanted to see this flank getting released so that we can focus on Luke and this blob of Spartans. But yeah, then I saw that even that was needless eventually because we had enough cavalry to wreck this Luke's infantry. And yeah, this is just finishing the game. They can do really little now to avoid their defeat. Yeah, eventually I guess it will be even clear victory, but we had some struggle, and considering the skill advantage my team had, I really wanted to see, a bit different ending, but okay, even this is just fine. High skills game goes to Serena. Despite him definitely not playing well this game, definitely. That's how much kills are important. I don't have the most men alive, it's not even Manto, it's our Armenians, Vikux. Yeah, I mean, the player who needs to control the game needs to have the most men remaining. That's not really like written rule, but it should be. That's why I said I was engaging too much needlessly for my taste. Because if it was Mantu engaging wherever I was engaging, I would definitely have more men on than him, And the victory, despite this being clear, would be even clearer because I won't have this much many men alive, but I would have like 700 or 800 or 900, and this would be even more decisive then, you know, because my every move, my every action, unless under huge pressure, will just be, you know, right decision and right move. So that is why I believe that I should have the most men alive in a perfect team game. Additionally, even if the completely elite roster, you know, cause of bad frame per second, you just witnessed how bad it is for those who didn't believe to me. To let me having more of it, you know, now it's like 23 already, when there's less men, where I really can unleash all my micromanagement powers, which will definitely be more efficient than if I engage and die first on 3 frame per second, where I will definitely be, by all means, average player there, you know, because I cannot micromanagement. Additionally, the reason why it should be played as it should be played. You know. Anyway, this game was really good, interesting, a lot of action in it. But as I said, my main idea was to show to people who wants to ally with me, who wants to learn from me, who wants to play the way as I do, to understand even further and deeper what I really want to see from them in games. You know, so pay attention on the obviously the Brown Total War terms that they use here, because as I said, economy of the moons, the shortest trajectory, manipulation of the morale of the entire battlefield, uh, uh, um, right decisioning over code micromanagement even should win. Quantity or quality, what else? I don't know, but definitely pay attention. I really try thoroughly to explain here. That's why I choose actually this battle after so long time, because this was the one just perfect example that I really don't need to cut and show it on multiple battles. I could really show it all in one. What I really want to see from my allies and what I really don't want to see from my allies. So those who really want to team with me in the future should really watch this video and should explain to them a bit further what you really want. Okay, a good game, and I hope we see you soon.